Houston Texans versus Seattle Seahawks. The battle for legacy, respect, and NFL dominance. The stakes of tomorrow's game. Tomorrow's clash between the Houston Texans and the Seattle Seahawks is not just a regular season game. This is more than just football. This is a showdown of future versus history, of the young lion versus the battle-tested veteran. For Texans, it's about proving that their rise is not a fluke, that they are ready to compete with the NFL's elite. But for Seahawks, the game represents an opportunity to remind the world that they're still at the top of the NFC hierarchy, a legacy team that won't go quietly into the night. This isn't just about the score, it's about legacy and respect. The Texans have been trying to shed their label as an underdog team, a team everyone writes off as a work in progress. The Seahawks, on the other hand, are trying to defend their place among the NFL's giants, proving that their time is not over. Their Super Bowl rings and veteran leadership have given them a reputation, but now the Texans are aiming to prove that the Seahawks are no longer the standard. A clash of generations. This game represents two vastly different approaches to NFL football. Texans are a young, hungry team, eager to build a future based on the sharp, steady hands of CJ Stroud, the rookie quarterback who has quickly captured the league's attention with his calm demeanor and exceptional ability to control the game. On the other side, Seattle Seahawks, one of the oldest and most respected franchises in the NFL, are relying on a core of veterans, including Geno Smith, Metcalf, and Bobby Wagner. The game will test whether youth and potential can topple a team with years of experience and Super Bowl pedigree. The psychological intensity of this matchup is already palpable. For Texans, this game could mark the moment they shed their underdog status and announce themselves as genuine contenders in the NFC. For Seahawks, it's a chance to show that the weight of their history is still a force to be reckoned with. But it's not just the battle on the field that's intense, it's the war of words that has been taking place in the press, in locker rooms, and between players. The war of words, how the rivalry has escalated. Before tomorrow's game even begins, there's already been plenty of drama. Leading up to the showdown, Texans rookie quarterback CJ Stroud has been very vocal in his belief that Texans are ready to compete with the best. He's made bold statements like, "We're not here to be the next underdog, we're here to dominate, and we're not afraid to go up against anyone, even if they have a Super Bowl pedigree." On the other hand, Geno Smith, the Seahawks leader, fired back with a classic veteran retort. Rookies can talk all they want. Texans are full of promise, but they still need to prove they can handle the pressure. We've been to the top, and we know what it takes to win at the highest level. Texans need to understand there's a difference between being good and being great. It was Metcalf who stoked the fire even further when he mocked Stroud's comments. The kid can talk big, but when it comes down to it, he's still a rookie. He'll see the difference between talking and walking the walk when he faces our defense. I don't care how much potential he has, he's stepping into our house. Not to be outdone, Derek Stingley Jr., the rookie cornerback for Texans tasked with shutting down Metcalf, fired back, "Words mean nothing on the field." Let's see who comes out on top when it's all said and done. Metcalf is big and strong, but I've got my game face on. This psychological buildup is nearly as intense as the physical game that awaits. Both teams are preparing for an all-out battle, not only to win, but to make a statement. Key matchups. The players who will decide the game. Houston Texans. Youth, determination, and potential. The star of the show, the young quarterback for Texans, has been lighting up the league since his debut. His poise in the pocket, accuracy, and decision-making have drawn comparisons to some of the greats. However, tomorrow, he faces the biggest test of his career. Seattle's defense, though aging, is still a formidable force led by the veteran Bobby Wagner. Stroud's ability to stay calm under pressure will be tested like never before. Can he rise to the occasion and prove he's ready to lead the Texans to victory? Or will the pressure of facing a Super Bowl caliber defense be too much for him to handle? Dameon Pierce. Pierce, one of the most physical running backs in the league, is the heartbeat of the Texans' offense. His ability to grind out tough yards and make big plays on the ground will be crucial against the Seattle defense that's known to struggle against powerful running backs. Pierce has the opportunity to exploit Seattle's weaknesses in the run game, but he must first get through Bobby Wagner and Jordan Brooks, two of the hardest-hitting linebackers in the game. It's a classic power versus experience battle, and Pierce's performance could very well determine the outcome of the game. The rookie cornerback is a rising star, already one of the best in the game. He will be tasked with containing Metcalf, a receiver known for his strength and explosive speed. It's a David versus Goliath matchup. Stingley, still learning his craft, will be tested against Metcalf, a physical freak who has dominated almost every cornerback he's faced. If Stingley can hold his own and prevent Metcalf from having a big game, it will go a long way in securing the win for Texans. Seattle Seahawks, defending legacy and glory. Geno Smith, the veteran quarterback, is tasked with leading Seattle into battle one more time. Smith's calm, methodical approach to the game has earned him the respect of his teammates, but the pressure is on him to produce tomorrow. He will face a Texans defense that is fast and aggressive. Geno Smith must be efficient with his passes, maintain his cool in critical moments, and capitalize on Texans' mistakes. Seattle can't afford any mistakes from Smith. He must show his leadership and keep the offense moving, even when the going gets tough. Standing at 6'4" and possessing an almost terrifying combination of speed and strength, Metcalf is a matchup nightmare for any cornerback, and Stingley Jr. will face the ultimate test of his young career. However, Metcalf isn't just a big body, he's also an incredible route runner, capable of blowing by defenders with his raw speed. Texans' defense will need to get creative, using double coverage or sending extra pressure on Smith to limit Metcalf's effectiveness. Bobby Wagner, the heart and soul of Seattle's defense, Wagner has seen it all. He's been a part of the Seahawks Super Bowl-winning teams and knows what it takes to win big games. But can he stop Pierce? Wagner will be crucial in reading Texans' offensive schemes and making sure that Pierce doesn't break loose for big plays. His experience will be tested in this game, as he must balance stopping the run while being ready for Stroud's deep passes. The drama, it's not just football. It's personal. This game isn't just about the score, it's about proving who truly rules the NFC. The battle between Texans and Seahawks is a personal one, and every play will be charged with emotion. The Texans have been fighting for years to shed their underdog label. They've been overlooked, dismissed, and relegated to future contenders status. But tomorrow, they'll have the chance to prove that they are ready right now to compete with the best. For Seattle, this is a chance to remind everyone why they've been one of the NFC's premier teams for so long. Their legacy is undeniable, and they'll do everything they can to protect it. But Texans have made it clear they don't fear Seattle's legacy. Tomorrow is their time to seize the moment, to announce their arrival on the big stage, and to send a message that the NFL is no longer just Seattle's domain. Final prediction, it comes down to the wire. This game is going to be a knockdown, drag-out fight. The Texans have the youth and hunger to pull off a monumental upset, but the Seahawks' experience and legacy are not to be underestimated. The game will be tight, with both teams pushing each other to the brink, but when it comes down to it, Seattle's defense and Geno Smith's experience will make the difference. Final score prediction, Seattle Seahawks 30, Houston Texans 27. It'll be a hard-fought battle, with Texans pushing Seattle to their limits, but Seahawks will ultimately find a way to win. Closing thoughts, a new rivalry is born. This isn't just another regular season game, it's the birth of what could become a fierce rivalry in the NFC West. Texans are hungry, and they're coming for the throne. But Seattle is not going down without a fight. The legacy of the Seahawks is in danger, but they will defend it with everything they have. Tomorrow, Houston Texans will face off against the Seattle Seahawks in a battle that will be talked about for years to come. Get ready for a thrilling ride full of drama, intensity, and emotion. This game will define the future of both franchises, and it's a game no fan will want to miss.